off. We've heard a lot of talk today from Mark Bernard, head coach Derek King, the youth of this roster, and the focus on development. But you also have some veterans as well, and a chance to really ask a lot of questions for a young guy like yourself. What have been the first few days, few hours, first on ice sessions been for you now that you know that your first pro season's just moments away?
Yeah, it's been a lot of little details and trying to get back into the rhythm of 5-on-5 hockey. And, it's been a long time for all of us. So just trying to figure out our systems and getting ready to get going for the start of the season here. And like you said, we got a lot of young guys. It's a young group, but there's some older guys to look at. And, like Franz in there, he's been helping me out a lot, giving me some good tips. So I just take everything I can from him and try to learn.
Mr. Leber, I see your hand up. Your line is active.
Hi, Alec. Welcome to Rockford. And I caught you a little bit at the Blackhawks camp. What did you take away from that experience at the Blackhawks camp?
There's a lot of takeaways. I think it was really short. It was very quick. It felt like it started and then the week went by and it was over just like that. But it was kind of like an overload of information. You just try to be a sponge and take everything you can. And, I think one of the biggest things is just learning how to be a pro every day and just watching these guys that play in the NHL have been there a long time. And, they do a lot of the little things and, stretch, get ready, treat every single skate like it's game 7 almost. It's very serious and there's a lot you can take away just from being around the guys and seeing what they do.
Thank you, Mr. Leber. Mario Terabasi, your hand is up and your line is active.
Yeah, like it's been a long layoff for you from last season to this year. You've had the training camp with the Blackhawks. Now you're here with Rockford. You feel like you're getting up to game speed and kind of getting your legs back under you, or what's that layoff been like and coming back from it?
It's different for everybody, and it's none of us have experienced anything like this before, and it's been tough for sure. We played a little scrimmage today to kind of see where our legs were at, and I think it's going to take a bit. It's going to take a couple games to get my legs back and get back into game shape. But I think the only way to do that is to play games and get back in that flow. So that's pretty much the only way to get back into it. And I feel like I'm close, but it'll definitely take a few games.
Thank you, Mario. Brandon Cannon, your hand is up. Your line is unmuted and you are active.
Hey, Alec, what do you think your biggest attribute is to give this team some success this season? And then what do you think you need to improve on the most?
I think one of my biggest attributes is probably my hockey IQ. I think the game pretty well and like that just funnels off into a lot of other things, like, using that to be able to break pucks out and get the puck moving up ice. So I think I'll be able to help the team in that regard. But I think I have a lot to improve on, and I think camp kind of showed me what kind of areas I need to work on. And I think defending is a big one. I'm a big guy, and I do think I'm a good defender, but I think just defending at the pro level is a lot different than what I've experienced. And I think I need to work on that a lot. And Soupy Campbell, he's been giving me a lot of tips and trying to just help me take my game to the next level. But I think just defending off the rush, defending in the zone, killing plays, stuff like that, I really need to work on. So I'm just going to focus on that a lot this year.
Thanks.
Thank you, Brandon. Patrick Williams, your hand is up. Your line is active.
Hey, Alec, thanks for doing this. I had a question about your off-season training. Typically, players like to time it so that they peak right in time for training camp. But there's so much uncertainty throughout this long off-season, how did you manage your off-season training so that you could peak but not overtrain and strike that balance?
Yeah, I think that was definitely one of the toughest challenges for all of us players is kind of, it's such a long break. A lot of the time you never knew when we were going to get going again, what the start date was, the return date. So it was just it was a lot about finding that balance between being ready to go if we get that call, but also, not overdoing it. So I worked with a guy named Joe Neal back in Michigan a lot this summer, and he trains at a gym called 2SP Sports, and he trains a lot of other NHLers and pro players, and he was able to help me, get stronger, but not overdo it. So I think he did a good job of helping me and come in the best shape I could. So that was definitely a bit of a hurdle, but I think Joe was able to help me kind of dial it in.
Thank you.
Thank you, Patrick. Sam Knox, I see your hand is up. Your line is active.
Hey, Alex. So obviously, you always want to be on the ice. You're a professional, but this year more than ever, is there a great gratitude to put the skates back on and just enjoy the small things because there was uncertainty before?
Oh yeah, for sure. I think there's definitely, I don't want to say a newfound love for the game because I'm such a young guy, and that's not like it ever went away or anything like that. I've always, loved putting on my skates and getting out there, and it's the best part of my day coming to the rink. So, but I think for everybody, it's there's definitely that it brings that little bit more passion and a little bit more energy around the rink. Everyone's a little bit more excited to get going again. We've been away for a long time, and it's hard not to be overexcited and really amped up for the season to get going. So, I mean, that's another thing to not be, to kind of stay even keel and not get too excited and, just be ready to go.
Awesome. Thanks, Alec.
Thank you, Sam. Jay Taft, you are unmuted.
Hey, Alec, I know it's been all of 2 days, but is there any idea at all what the strengths are of this team or what you guys are going to be able to lean on early? Or is it going to be one of those seasons where you're just going to have to kind of figure it out as you go?
I think that's a tough question for me. Like you said, it's the first couple of days here. We're all kind of coming from all over the place, whether it was Chicago or Indy or wherever, and we're just kind of trying to mesh as quick as we can and figure out what our strengths are. But I don't think I can pinpoint one thing or another that our team's going to excel at, but I think that might be a question I think Kinger might have a better idea of something like that. But, we are young, and I think we're fast, and I think we'll be able to play with some pace. So that's one thing I can say for sure, but I think it'll definitely, we'll learn some things as we go.
Thanks, Al.
Thank you, Jay. Brandon Cannon, I see your hand is up. You are active, and this will be the final question from Mr. Alec Regula.
Alec, I know you were teammates with Adam Boqvist in London. What have you made of the success he's had as a pro? And then you also played for the Chicago Steel before that. So what have you made of that organization's just general success the past 2-3 years?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think Boqvist, there's so many things that he does that it looks so easy for him, and for people that watch, you think that it looks very easy, but it's not many players can do what he does, and he has that kind of natural, special talent with the puck, and I think he's getting better every year. And I remember when I was with the team in the bubble, he looked good, but when we came back for training camp, I thought he looked a lot better, and just goes to show that he's been working hard, and he really wants to be one of the best players in the league at some point, and I think he can get there. And it'll just take some time, and he's on the right path. So he's done a great job. And as far as the Chicago goes, I mean, I got nothing but good things to say about that organization. I didn't really know what I was getting into when I went to play there, and I mean, boy, was I so fortunate to play there. It was unbelievable. The staff, the owners, they give you every single opportunity to develop and strive and do well, and they treat you like pros, and they want you to move on and do well. And we ended up winning the Clark Cup, which was amazing, and even from there, they didn't miss a beat, and they've been one of the best teams in the league ever since. And some of my buddies have played there since, and they say the same thing that I have. It's even gotten better, I've heard, and it's almost on par with that national development team, I'd say. I'd go as far to say that. So it's a great place, and I think if anyone's thinking about playing there, they really should.